What if the greatest prison you'll ever face isn't built with walls, locks, or chains, but with your own hand? Thousands of years ago, Zen teachers told a simple story about a monkey that became trapped because it refused to let go of a single banana. At first, it sounds impossible. How could one piece of fruit become a prison? And if the monkey was free to leave at any moment, why didn't it?
But the answer is hiding in a place most people would never think to look. The monkey believed something outside was holding it captive. It never questioned the one thing that could have set it free. And that's what makes this story unforgettable. Long before it reveals anything about the monkey, it begins revealing something about us. So before we uncover what happened next, ask yourself one question. If the monkey was free to leave at any moment, what was really keeping it there?
The trap itself was remarkably simple. There were no iron bars, no ropes, no complicated mechanisms. Only a hollow gourd, a ripe banana, and one small opening, just wide enough for an empty hand to slip inside, but too narrow for a clenched fist to come back out. Sooner or later, a curious monkey would catch the sweet scent of the fruit. Without a second thought, it would reach inside, wrap its fingers tightly around the banana, and try to pull it back out. But the moment it closed its fist, its hand wouldn't come back out. The monkey pulled harder. It twisted its arm. It yanked with all its strength. The harder it fought to keep the banana, the more impossible escape became. And yet, the strangest part wasn't the trap. Its hand wasn't chained. The gourd wasn't locked. The opening had never changed.
All it had to do was open its hand, but it never did. Instead, it kept struggling, convinced that one more pull, one more desperate effort would somehow let it escape without giving up what it refused to lose. And without realizing it, the monkey remained exactly where it was, not because it couldn't leave, but because it couldn't let go. So why did this simple story survive for so long? Because the trap was never the most important part. The monkey wasn't defeated by the trap itself. It was defeated by the strength of its attachment. The banana promised satisfaction. Letting go felt like loss, and somewhere between those two feelings, freedom quietly disappeared.
That's what makes attachment so deceptive. It doesn't arrive looking like a prison. It arrives looking like something we believe we cannot live without. The monkey believed it was protecting the banana. In truth, it was sacrificing its freedom. And that's where the story stops being about the monkey and starts becoming about us. Because sooner or later, every one of us finds our own banana. You probably thought of something the moment I said that. Not a piece of fruit, but something you've been afraid to lose. It might be success, someone's approval, a relationship that's already over, an old regret, a fear you've carried for years, or simply the version of yourself you've spent a lifetime trying to protect.
None of these things are prisons by themselves. They become prisons the moment we believe we cannot be whole without them. Little by little, our grip becomes our cage. Like the monkey, we keep pulling harder, believing that one more achievement, one more possession, or one more victory will finally set us free. But the tighter our grip becomes, the smaller our world grows. The greatest acts of freedom are often invisible. No applause, no celebration. Just one quiet decision to release what has been weighing us down for far too long. Letting go doesn't mean what we loved never mattered. It simply means we stop allowing yesterday to hold tomorrow hostage.
That was the freedom the monkey never discovered. Not the freedom to escape the trap, but the freedom to open its hand. And perhaps that's the quiet invitation this ancient story has been offering all along. To pause, to notice what we've been holding so tightly, and to ask ourselves one final question. What is the one thing you've been holding so tightly that you never realized it was holding you? Because perhaps the door was never locked. Perhaps freedom has been waiting all along for one open hand.